sometimes feel like I'm a couple seconds behind. Oh shit. Yes, son.
Yes.
Mhm. All right, did that go out? We've got some
Uh,
tweets.
I'm tweeting it
Yeah.
right now. I'm tweeting it
Oh,
right now.
tweet the fuck out of this
Let's get this going, son.
on a Monday, not a Sunday. Fucking a feisty Monday.
Oh
Dude,
shit.
is this gonna be a new thing? Like fucking Mondays will go off the fucking chain and we'll be like, oh fucking salt. There's a pepper and some salt and some French fries and fucking podcast Mondays. I'm also off. I also went to bed super early last night,
Oh, dude,
and
I don't. Man, Mimi got into our bed last night and like literally like pushed me off. I didn't sleep at all last night. I think I got like 2 hours of sleep this morning because I decided to go into her bed and sleep. It was like fuck this. I'm going.
I've done that too, where Megas jumped in my bed and was hogging my bed, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go sleep in your bed, and it's just like, man, you got a nice comfy mattress. This ain't no so bad. But goddamn, I'll go back to my bed. It's got my fucking crater, and that's my shit. That's my jam.
There we go. Kaboom.
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 You should host it too, so that
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
on your
yeah.
channel too.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Kaboom. Three, two, one, start. I'm fucking ready. Let me drink my tea though.
Oh yeah, I gotta have my singing voice here. So back up for episode 7. Big week.
Episode 7.
Big week.
Huge week. Huge week.
On Tuesday, Ghost Recon came out,
Yes.
and I feel like yeah, I may have given my soul to that game. That's some good shit.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. I feel kind of guilty, because I said that I would wait for the guys to play it all together, and I have not been waiting. It's like
You just been playing.
No, we're gonna play some more of this. We're gonna play some more of this. Yeah.
Well,
so
I played with
yeah.
someone. I played with someone randomly, and they had like a fucking medic, like their drone. I was like, I'm not upgrading the drone. Screw the drone.
Yes, upgrade the drone because the drone can be your reviver.
Yeah.
I got that upgrade too.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, that's how far you are. I think that's like a level 14 perk or skill or something.
You have to get one skill in each of the categories
Do
to
you?
unlock that. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
God damn it.
Yeah, that game is like for all its faults, because like I won't say it's not
Not a perfect game?
perfect.
You're saying it's not a perfect game?
It 10 out of 10.
Can you
totally
overlook the flaws and still give it a 10 out of 10?
I I can overlook the flaws. You know what? 10 out of 10. Let's not...
Yes.
But for all the shit it gets, like I super duper like that game. Like it's so much fun. Like playing by yourself and like rolling around with your the AI teammates and like setting up like kill shots and like you take one guy down, it's like toop, 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 and like 3 other guys fall down. It's like, man, that was fucking badass.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it feels really good. And like clearing out like a base by yourself at night while it's raining, it's like this feels fucking badass. Like it just feels right. And then it's the total flip side to that when you're playing with friends, because then it's you try to set up a sync shot and it's like, okay guys, 3 2 oh, no shit who shot
yeah.
oh, you missed, you shot and you missed, and like everyone's alerted, the alarms are going off, helicopters are above us, all of a sudden it's like total mayhem.
See, but I think that's why I was trying to tell someone that it's like it's almost better to play with people because it's a bit, I don't want to say it's realistic, but it like shit hits the fan,
Yes.
and like you really have to talk to each other. Like it like, and I think we were playing online and we kind of mentioned it, like the bots seem to be really accurate and all sorts of, they always are in the right places and you don't really have to pay attention to them, like you don't have to guide them, which is, I guess,
No, yeah,
really awesome.
I don't think I've ever told them like go here. I know that's a command, but I don't think I've ever told them to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you guys are in the right spot. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't have to
Um,
wait for them or anything like that.
no,
So
no.
playing single player, I guess, is a different experience in that yeah, like you're saying, it's, you can feel like a total badass and play very stealthily and stuff like that. But I think the multiplayer is where shit hits the fan, like, and it just, I mean, even if we do play really well and we play together, it still feels badass and it still feels, you know what I mean, like it feels like you
Yeah,
accomplish more because you weren't guided through it, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just so good. Flying the
yeah.
hell.
It's yeah. The helicopter controls could be better. The helicopter needs a reticle so that it can actually be useful, like in using
With
it
the
as like a weapon. Um, but I've gotten a lot better at flying it now.
yeah,
Lotus gave me some tips, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm much better at it now. I think I'm a better like. So I'm not doing this all the time with with the helicopter, and so so yeah, it's been good.
yeah, I think I can fly it, get it from point A to point B. It's the landing it, like, I think we played one where we were trying to land it in a town and there was only one small clearing and I was just trying to land
Oh
it perfect.
yeah,
You know what I
like
mean? Like
that's yeah.
any kind of accuracy in landing that's needed.
Nah.
When we're
uh,
trying to land it on the back of that truck, we're like, let's see if this helicopter can land on this truck.
this is so close.
20 minutes later,
Who was with us at the time? I was like, come on, man.
I just think it was me, you, and Lotus.
Can we go?
Yeah.
Like, no, we
No, no,
can
wait,
get
wait, wait.
this.
I think I got this. I think I got this.
Uh,
See, but
uh,
that's what I like about sandbox games, though. That
yes.
it seems to you know, you're just doing stupid shit and and it's fun.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's a game where you could just do the missions and like you know you could argue, well, they're kind of repetitive and yada yada. But if you just look for a little bit of fun on your own, it's really easy to find. Like just doing goofy stuff is fun. Like there's some physics involved in some of the vehicles and things, and you can, you know, like roll cars. You can, you know, I've got a perk that the rebels give me a vehicle. So
Yeah.
every time I fly, I'll like take a helicopter somewhere, and I always just hop out of the helicopter and and parachute down to the ground. And you land on the ground, it's like in the you can look up and the helicopter's like just kind of falling into the base. I'm like, yeah, it started. They know we're here, and that stuff's fun. That's just you know, there's a little bit of flavor there. I think it's really fun.
So, what do you think the lifespan of this game is going to be? Like, I I get the feeling that, you know, I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna get you know, I feel like I'm gonna get my money's worth, and then it's gonna hit the shelf, and it's gonna be like, I love this game, and I don't really have to go back and play it. Like, I don't think there'll be a replay value to it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I like. I mean, they mentioned some of the parts of the season pass, and it's like they're adding like competitive races, like online races, and I'm like, that's not really what I want out of this. And I think they're adding. I think later on they're adding 4v4, like PvP. And
Oh,
again,
okay.
it's kind of like, okay, I guess. Like I don't know, maybe that might be fun, but I don't know how you would set that up. Like, would it be a confined area? Would it be like a certain province? Like, you know, I don't know how you would, you know, is it going to be like an attack and defend kind of thing where four guys have got the base and the other guys have got, to infiltrate it, or I don't know. Like
That'd be
I'm not
cool.
sure. It might be cool, but
Mix all the Ubisoft games together. It's like
yes, yeah.
Rainbow Six Wildlands.
um, to be honest, I wish they added more things, like like Hilo Hunt that they had from the older Rainbow Six games. Like I love that stuff where you're kind of going in as a group and it's like, okay, you confine it. You can confine it to one province and be like, okay, take down whatever it is, 10 helicopters, or there's like 5 or 6 helicopters in the air. They're all gunning for you. You got to stay hidden while you take them out. Like that might be fun. Kind of like a terrorist hunt thing from Rainbow Six that you can just kind of keep playing over and over again with your friends. But like the game kind of has terrorist hunt kind of in it already. Like you could just go with your friends to any base and be like, okay, we're taking over this Unidad base. Like let's sneak in and take it over. Like you could just do that now. You don't really need a mode for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm with you. Like I don't know. It seems like there's a lot there. You could spend a lot of time. Like you put in like 3-4 hours just doing one province.
Yeah.
Just doing the collections, doing the missions, that kind of stuff, the side missions. Like you could spend a few hours just doing one province. So there's a lot if you want to finish it, like finish it. There's a lot to do. I don't know how much I want to play after that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's just doing I think I did a mission where I was like, shit, if I had the boys here, this would have been a different affair. Like, so I'm when I play the game, but on my own, I'm kind of doing more of the collection missions and leaving like the kind of the meat of the game. I'll
Same,
play
same.
this.
Yeah.
I'll play this with the guys. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to.
No,
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. When I was playing by myself, I'm just like trying to get skill points because it really feels like it's got Crackdown kind of openness where it was like you can go wherever the hell you want, but
Yep. Yep.
unless you got like it really is open, but unless you like have upgraded the skills or you're more of a bullet sponge or you know what I mean, you
Yes.
can contain
Oh
more
yeah,
M.
and that your weapons do more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it really. I mean, that shit. I prefer that.
Yeah.
Like the invisible walls are a little bit ridiculous, but if you try to go to the end of the province, you try to leave. It's kind of like,
Oh, I haven't tried to escape the country. I haven't tried to do that yet.
yeah.
So does it just like turn your plane around or
No,
turn you around or?
it's kind of like you're out of bounds. Please get,
Uh,
you know what I mean, like that kind of shit on Battlefield
right.
One, where you're like,
Yeah. Yeah. Get back to the action,
get back to
soldier.
the action. So, yeah, but I'm confident I'm gonna get 30, 40 out. I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this game.
I think I'm closing in. I'm closing into about 20 hours now, of playing it.
And
So
tomorrow's week would be 1 week.
yes, it'd be 1 week out. You don't have to say it like that.
The game's
Screw
been.
you, buddy.
So you already got your money's worth. So if you do your
Yes.
video game math,
Totally worth every penny so far. I am really happy with that, with the purchase. I think, yeah, I think it's great. I think it moved away from Future Soldier, which was the best move they could have done. I did not like Future Soldier at all, because it moved away from like the tactics of Ghost Recon, where you have your team, you kind of set up like kill spots, you kind of move in and just like the sync shots. It when things kind of clicked, it always felt really good, um, in that game, and I think Future Soldier got way up its own ass, and like you had like invisible camouflage and
yeah, yeah,
like you were a one-man army and stuff. It's like, no, that's not what this is. Like they got way too close to Call of Duty, and I think that's what ruined it for me. And there was just a lot of like stupid stuff, like chase down this guy and you can't hurt him until he gets to a certain point, and then you can. It's like, nah, this is
yeah, yeah.
dumb. Uh, So yeah, this kind of feels closer to what like a Graw was, but bigger,
So
and not so linear, you know.
on Metacritic, it has a 78.
Okay,
And that
so it's
I would say
garbage.
that yeah, it's garbage, right? Under everything under 80 is
It's totally
garbage.
trash.
I would say uh for Metacritic that's pretty good.
Yes, yes. I think also going into it, I don't. It seemed like most reviewers were down on it. Um, so this might be one of those games where it doesn't review super amazingly, but it does really well. And I think the first week of sales kind of proves that. Like it had a great first week sales. So
I feel like I saw an article that said it was the best-selling game in the
it was a
UK
yeah,
in
yeah. So
all year or something. Like
right,
it
yes,
outsold Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah, and Zelda
But
for its first week.
again,
So
Ghost like Wildlands is on multiple consoles, where those are like exclusives to those
sure,
consoles.
but
So
I mean, okay, with Nintendo, I understand, but like Horizon Zero Dawn, the install base for the PS4 is massive. So, I mean, come on.
yeah,
It's and an exclusive game like that, which is also really good game. Really good game.
yeah.
I enjoyed my time with that game. That was fun. Uh,
Did you play anything else this week? Did you have any time?
did I play anything else this week? I played a little bit of Marvel Heroes, but nothing crazy. And I think that's kind of all I played. Um, I read the news on Elite Dangerous's update, and it kind of got me back into playing Elite Dangerous, and I got into full space trucking mode. So I'm just going station to station, buying and selling stuff, and I want to get my trading rank up to elite. So
What does that mean
um,
for me? That's all I need to know.
it the update you mean?
Yeah.
Well, the update's going to bring in if you have Elite Dangerous Horizons, the Horizon add-on, which lets you land on planets. What they're adding to now is like a multi-crew feature. So in my Anaconda, you could when we play, um, you can be a passenger on my ship. And when we go into combat situations, you can take control of a turret and shoot down ships while I'm kind of moving the ship around and doing the stuff. And or you could, I think you could take over one of
Mini ships or something?
the mini ships that I can, yeah, that because I can release ships from my ship, and you can control those ships as well. So it's kind of fun. Like I think that might be a really fun way to play some of the community missions where it's like, hey, we're collecting bounties on killing, whatever factions. Like, all right, it's gonna hop into the big ship, and then as a group we can all go out and you know take out the AI. So it's like, I mean, I think it's you could play it against other players, but I think it'd be fun just to do kind of combat missions with your buddies. Like, that's one of the things that the game is really lacking, is a way that you can wing up now, but like to do missions with your friends, I think is really what that game is missing. Like you really want to, like, let's go do a community mission, or let's go do a mission, and then we all get the benefits of that mission, not just the guy that took the mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we should all be able to cash it in, and because then it's kind of gives people like a reason to join. Otherwise, it's like, well, why would I follow you? I'm not getting anything out of this, except for like maybe a kill or two. It's like, meh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that stuff looks really cool, and like they're teasing more and more alien stuff. So, at some point there'll be aliens attacking, I think, and that's super interesting too, because who knows what that kind of like, what kind of missions they'll bring, and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Yeah, super duper love Elite Dangerous. That's I that might be the game I've played the most on my Xbox One. It's yeah, the timer on that. I'd rather not talk about it.
There's no slash played.
It's past a month. It's
Oh
past a
wow.
month. I don't know how many hours that is, but it's past a month. So I'll say that.
So if we do video game math, never mind.
Yeah.
I played a little bit more of River City Ransom. I've unlocked more skills, but I found my new least favorite mission type.
Oh boy. Is it timed?
Well, not kinda. Basically, it's a chase mission.
Ugh.
So the boss spawns and he goes, "Oh, you can't catch me!" And you gotta chase him through these screens while you don't run into walls and like the movement controls like it is like the original River City Ransom,
Okay.
right? But you have to like jump and punch them to stop them. Meanwhile, you're jumping obstacles and other guys are interrupting you by punching you and stuff like that, and you gotta oh fuck it's. I was
That
like,
almost unsells me on the game, dude. Like
I
seriously.
know, but I was so happy, and it was just like I felt like I was just saying, just this game's flawed, but it's a perfect game,
Absolutely.
and
In-
and I was
so
just like I played this a couple times where I just kept I actually I think I did it on stream. I was playing. Was I playing it on stream? Yeah, this past week, and I just chasing this guy down, and I failed like 2-3 times, and I missed. I hit what I thought was not an obstacle, and I hit it, and oh, I was so frustrated. And it's like you have to go all the way back, and he goes, "Haha, you didn't catch me." It's like, "Fuck you, man." You know what I
he
mean?
even mocks you?
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, fuck
Dude.
this." That being said, oh shit, little Bizzo, what's up, buddy? Oh, this sweet Bizzo host, I can feel it.
Look at that sweet, sweet host.
He's back. He's back from he's back from PAX.
Shit, yeah.
I feel like Bizzo's beard got extra Bizzo-y. Nice, and you got that Boston Bizzo beard. Anyways, so River City Ransom is still, the funny thing is about it is at the beginning it was super difficult because you didn't really have a lot of moves, and as you got further along and you started getting some more sweet moves, it's gotten better and easier. But then they add these extra dashes of missions and stuff like that. So still playing it, still loving it. Just saying that I found my new mission that I hate more than fucking guiding an NPC from point A to point B. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, so an escort mission.
Escort missions.
Well, I was gonna say, like, does it have? Is it giving you any skills to like to make those any easier? Those Bizzo, please.
Bizzo,
escort
please.
missions are awesome. Please.
Just like pushing that tank in friggin' Overwatch.
Oh my
from Does it give me any? What were you saying?
Is there any skills that make that easier? Like do you get anything that's like, oh, now you can run faster, or is there
I want to say that the skills that you get, like, you do increase in agility, but maybe it's not. It's so minuscule. It's almost kind of minor. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't notice it that I'm getting faster.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I call it the arcade shuffle.
I like that, the arcade shuffle. It reminds me of the curly shuffle from the Three Stooges, but it's maybe dating myself. I don't know.
Has everyone got their diapers on tonight? Or we?
Stream's not, you can't see it, but there's a lot of gray.
I still love that Joe was like super big into Three Stooges.
Yeah, we showed Mimi Three Stooges recently, and she had the same reaction to Joe. Was like, "Were people in black and white back then, Dad?" I'm like, "No, that's not how."
We
That's not
evolved
how.
into color.
It's not how. You know, we didn't invent color, and all of a sudden everything is color. Like, well. It's amazing how universal that stuff is, though, because like, I was a kid. It was already super old when I was a kid, and I loved it. And then like I'm showing it to the girls, and they're like howling at these three idiots doing their thing, And so, yeah, it's just kind of silly fun,
It's
silly fun.
crazy how it holds up in many ways.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was the same with showing. I was showing Megan a photo of my mom when she was 13, and she was like, she didn't quite get the black and white
Yeah,
photos. It's
yeah.
just like,
It's like, well, this is weird.
This is weird. These photos age funny, right?
What happened to all the color in this photo, Dad? I'm like,
we got on the conversation of when I was young and how we'd have to go play outside and drink from the water hose. It's like we didn't have bottles of water to drink from. So wow,
No.
that's really rough. And I'm just like, okay,
It was actually really good.
yes, I think the water hose was amazing.
Yes, Bizzo knows. Nothing is ever resolved in the episode. You're absolutely right.
You're left wanting more.
Yeah, yeah.
God damn.
So did you get up to anything? Did you get up to anything else, game-wise, this week?
I mean, we had a couple of little online issues on Thursday, so we went
Yeah.
back to Halo.
We did play Halo 5 though. We did do that. Unfortunately with my internet, I didn't we didn't do the multi-stream, but those multi-streams are super fun. I like seeing both angles of the game that way. I think those are fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Beam implements it, because I really it's really cool to look up and see, like, Halo 5 will give me an indication of where you are on the map. Like, oh, he's over there, and
Yes.
it's far, but I can look up and I can see. I'm like, who's this? Why is this fucking guy? Why isn't he coming to save my ass? And I look over. Oh, he's fighting a tank. Okay, I guess. I guess that's why. You know what I mean?
Jerk.
Or there'll be noises that you're like, where the hell is that coming from? And I look over and you're being bombarded by.
Right.
So, yeah, I think multi streams are fucking spectacular. I remember the first time I saw one of those multi-stream sites that helped you watch multiple streams at one time. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people that are watching multiple streams at the same time?
Right.
And the esports people at work were just like, they're watching multiple. And I'm like, you guys are fucking crazy. And then here I am watching on Beam, and I'm like, oh God. Bizzo's on. I really want to watch Bizzo. And it's like, oh shit. I was like, I want to watch these others. It's like, oh man, I gotta fit all these streams. And I remember opening it up for the first time, and I wanted to kick my own ass because I was just like, I gotta watch all these streams at the same time. And it's just like, and then my coworkers are watching. It's like, dude, you got 3 things going on at the same time. It's like, I used to be you. You don't understand.
You guys just don't get it.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was something to do the same thing.
Yeah,
with,
the sound. Yeah.
I mean, well, like if we play Halo, I mean, I'll just shut off one, and then we sort of both have our own. It's really good because we're both playing the same game. But when you're watching 2 different streams of 2 different topics and stuff like that, yeah, definitely. Moving it back.
I like that it has the chat though, because like if you could still follow along with the chat, like if chat's kind of going off on one, and you can just kind of switch over to that while you're kind of seeing what the chat's saying about the stream or what the what's going on there, and then kind of switch over, and it's nice that the multi-stream kind of keeps chat like intact, so you're not just like watching the video, it's you can still interact with all the different channels. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then you have eyes everywhere just in case someone's making fun of you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you always got to check that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Like, there's a couple times you'll say hi to someone in a stream, and then
everyone in chat's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah. or as a viewer, I'll have they'll say, "Hey, Gwilder, how are you doing?" But I'll have already muted them and moved on to another stream, so I don't.
You don't hear
this fucking guy is already lurking.
Real d-bag. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
He's one of those guys who just shows up in streams trying to bring attention to himself. Oh, did we talk about the Anyloop batteries? I picked up these.
I'm gonna have to ask you to pick me up some of those bad boys. Did you get those from Costco, or did you got
Amazon?
Some other Amazon. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I bought the Amazon ones. They're rebranded Anyloop ones. So they're both Panasonic?
Yes.
So the same. They're actually the
same.
And
you have a Sanyo. You have a Sanyo charger that charges them just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a Duracell charger. Is that going to blow them up? I mean, in theory, it should work fine, right?
I think it doesn't matter. I think some of them charge faster.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah. So it works. They work better than this goddamn thing. The Xbox.
Oh, that thing is a waste of money. I threw mine out. Like it just never worked. I might still have it somewhere, but yeah, total waste of money. Which is funny because the last one I had, like for the 360, those rechargeable batteries were amazing. They lasted the whole generation. It'll make you stronger. What doesn't kill you will only make you stronger.
I don't think
more electrical.
I don't think the 360 ones lasted forever for me, because I ended up with 4 or 5 of them, because I remember they'd be like I would charge them, and then it'd be like, okay, these are dead, and I would have to charge it all the time, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy another one. But they were cheap. They were $20 or something, so it was kind of like,
yeah, they weren't that bad.
They weren't horrible. I mean, I don't think I had to buy a new one every couple of months. It must have lasted a couple of years, but I do remember having to buy them because they were dying. And I feel like this is already happening with this guy. Like, I charge it.
Oh, it happened to me like the very first week that I bought it, and I was like, this is garbage. And I was going to return it, and I thought, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah.
Because it was in one of those, it was a play and charge kit. So
it
came with like the plug and the controller and the battery, and I was like, I'm not going to bring all this shit back. Like, forget it. And I've been using rechargeables ever since then. Just rechargeable AA's.
Well, you were the one that mentioned rechargeables, because I was like, my mind was on buying one of those play and charge kits where it has its own designated battery that you slip into the thing, and then you could just put it on the docking station, like the joystick as well.
Oh, yes, okay. It was like a Nyko kind of thing, yeah.
Do they?
I don't know that they make an aftermarket one battery. Like, I don't know that there's another, like a third party. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm just gonna say, like, those Nico ones, or the Duracell Energizer has their own kit, like third party kit.
Oh, interesting.
Lipo.
Let's do a little Googling.
Googles.
Let's do a little Googling.
Yeah, so these are 2,000 milliampere hours. That's it's sort of the same thing as these Eneloop batteries. Although the fact that like the Amazon ones I was showing earlier that has 2000, like you can buy them in an 800 milliamp and they charge faster. So
But they don't
I
last as long, or
no. So I think the 800 milliamp per hour battery can be charged more more times. Like it has a lifespan of like 5,000 charges, whereas
I
these
see.
ones with the larger capacity have a smaller recharge rate. Like you can only recharge them about 300 times, which, like, if you did the math on it, more video game math, uh like I need to charge these once every 2 weeks, it seems, 3 weeks. So
Okay.
I think
So that should last you a couple
it
years.
should last me 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, in
And
theory.
for 4 batteries cost me $11 Canadian. So
That's pretty
that's
amazing.
what, $2 American.
Wow, that is really good. I might have to buy those.
Yeah. So now the Eneloop ones, the actual Eneloop ones are a little bit more expensive. I think it was $13 or $15 or something like that. But I was just like, you just Google foo the fuck out of it, and you find out that these ones are the same thing, just rebranded.
Okay.
So
Right.
I think most batteries coming out of the east are Sanyo now or whatever. So that's a huge percentage. So
Okay.
yeah. So ever since moving to rechargeable batteries, it's been amazing. I feel like my life's been turned around. Like no interruptions during Ghost Recon. It was just like,
Oh, dude, none whatsoever.
I could blow shit up nonstop. It was
I
amazing.
don't like having the I had one controller with cable on a cable, and I always found like the kids would step on the cable or they would like pull it, and they've already like ruined a USB cable now, and it's like, at some point they're gonna ruin the controller attached to the cable. So that, you know what, I'm just gonna put batteries in these things. Like,
Yeah, Jen did the same thing too. They think she had one on a tray and it fell off and just twisted like that.
Yep.
So it was like, it's like, I mean, micro USB cables are a dime a dozen, but at the same time, it's a complete pain in the ass when it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When it happens and you don't have one around, you're like, fuck, now what?
I have to go to work and steal one from work again.
Great.
we had an executive today show up, and I was asking for a Mac power charger for his laptop, and he's like the worst. We think he's selling them on the side on eBay.
Good business.
Regardless,
good business.
he's making an executive
Good
salary.
business. You know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of extra bit of change in your pocket. Never hurt, right?
Straight up
Rake in
cash.
that eBay money.
eBay cash.
Gimme.
Kijiji cash. We buy them, he sells them.
Pure profit.
I guess so. I guess we'll bring up the topics of the news of the week. I was gonna say the beginning. I was like, not much really announced, other than the fact that last week we talked about the review process being completely skewed, and it looks like this week Jim Sterling released I guess a non-favorable review for Zelda, even though he gave it a 7 out of 10. He's getting the shit beat out of him. Not that he gives a shit, but
yeah, the DDO. No wait, DDoS, DOSS, DDO. Dude, he got slammed. Son of a bitch.
They took down his website, but the damage was already done.
That stuff is just bananas. I don't understand how people can get that riled up. Man, and what what kills me is it's kind of like, and because of his review, it dropped down from a 98 to a 97. It's
On
like,
Metacritic.
really, guys? This is what you're upset about?
Like it matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it
Like it
matters.
really, really matters. Um,
I was gonna buy Zelda,
but
but
not,
no,
no.
oh, I
I
only
only buy
99.
98,
It's
99 games.
so,
Sorry.
is it like that Asian mother in your math? If you don't get 100, is like
Yeah, yeah. What happened to the other 3%?
not a perfect game. But that, I
uh,
mean, that goes to say that um, not everyone's opinion of a game is gonna be the same. Like some people like racing games, some people like RPGs, some people
yeah,
like. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't you can't shit on someone who doesn't have an opinion. Like, if I'm a fan of Jim Sterling's reviews
right,
and he posts a not a favorable review of Zelda, then guess what? That's all I needed to hear.
right, right.
If you don't like his reviews, then don't you know? Do you agree with him or do you not agree with him? If you don't agree with him, then it's fucking wash your hands of it.
Yeah, it's
Like, you
like,
know
all
what I
right,
mean?
whatever. That's his take on it. That's fine. Uh, it's funny. Like this is the reason why when we did our those best of lists that we did, this is why we didn't just say, okay, what was the Metacritic score for 90, in the year 1991, like all those games, or let's look back and look at reviews of these older games and see what scores they got, and well, that's how we'll make our list. It's like, no, your list is your own, like
Yeah.
this is it's your opinion. It's not like what the Metacritic score was. Like, who cares? If you bought Zelda and love it to pieces and be like, you know what, this is the game I'm going to play for the next like 3 months because there's so much to play in it and so much to do and unlock and discover, like that means it's a great game for you. Like, that's fine, like, so who cares if some other guy's like, yeah, well, the inventory management is shit. Okay, so what? Like, lots of reviewers kind of brought up issues and then just kind of glossed over. Like, I can look past this and still say this game is super amazing. Um, and I think it takes a lot to say, like, no, these are issues, and this kind of hurt my enjoyment of the game. Like, that's okay to say. But so many people just kind of, you know look, we can say the same thing about Ghost Recon. I would say that we're in the minority of people that really love the game. I think a lot of people kind of poo-pooed it and still poo-poo it. And it's like, that's fine. I'm still gonna play the shit out of that game because I really enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's wrong there. Uh, but so, I just find it so funny that it's like, no, we've got to get him back. We got to teach him a lesson. It's like, really? This is
Yeah.
what you're doing? Like,
Yeah. But it further accentuates my point from last week that there's brand loyalty, and then it affects reviews in a real light.
yeah.
So that's bullshit.
Yes, yes, and I mean, a lot of people have grown up with this, with the brand and with the game, and uh, they become so attached to it that you're like, no, if any kind of negative thing towards that property is kind of like a slam on me, and I won't take that. Like, no, I have to get into defense mode and stuff. And it's like, well, just sit back and look at it from the other person's perspective and be like, okay, you know I'm sure his write-up it makes sense. It's not like he wrote a glowing review and then said 7 out of 10.
Well, yeah.
When we talked about this a week or two ago, it's one of the things I wanted to bring up was that you have to read the words of what the reviewer is saying. Like, if you just want to look down and say, okay, he gave it a 9 out of 10, whatever, that's fine. But like, if it's a good review, you can read it and know the score before you look at the score. So it's like it shouldn't be a surprise based off of like reading the review, like what the reviewer gives the game.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
reading is essential sometimes. Just
but it also brings up your point of should reviews actually have numbers, because like in this case he gave it a 7 out of 10, and then like I mean, even Jim Sterling had posted a picture of a discussion on Reddit where it was like these guys were going like any game under a 9 or 8 is garbage. Well,
yeah, I
that's
don't know where that skew comes from. A lot of people put shit on like IGN for doing this, where they're like a really terrible game was getting fives, and so like you're so like anything below 5, it's like, well, we don't even give those scores unless it's just pure garbage. But if something got like a 6 or something, everyone's like, oh shit, this game's garbage, this game's terrible, like the 6. It's like, well, 60%, 70%. It's like, and then like that's compounded on like sites like Giant Bomb. They give 5 stars. So if something gets like a 3 stars, it's a 60. When you make it out of 10, and it's like, but a 3 stars on a 5-star scale is fine. But if you expand that to 10, like all of a sudden it's like, well, that's not a very good score, and people give them shit for that all the time, and it's like, just get over it. I don't. We get hung up on Metacritic scores far too often, and it's like, Quantum Break got, you know, super fanboys were giving reviewers shit for Quantum Break too, and it's like, you know what? If the person doesn't like the game, they don't like the game. I'm sure they explained why they didn't like the game.
yeah, but
I played it, I enjoyed it. I would probably say it was a 7 or an 8 around there. Yeah.
so but I think it has to um I think my question comes up: do value of video games depend on length of game? Do you know what I mean? Like, if am I losing points by my game not being 30 hours long? Do you know what I mean?
I think I want to say there was a time when that was the case. Especially like when you had like an RPG. Like if you had a short RPG, something's up. But even now, it's like, the latest Final Fantasy game isn't that long. It's not that short either, but it's not super long game. Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
something where you're dumping in hundreds of hours into it. Um, I think that's a good thing though, because sometimes to make a game really long, you're padding it with kind of with fluff. Like it's just bullshit,
Well, a lot of repeat
And
missions and
yeah, and it's like, okay, I get it. So you know, and it's sad because like so much work goes into like the story and like cutscenes and stuff like that, and like if the percentage of people that get to see that stuff is small, then it's like, well, why are we spending time on cutscenes? Why are we spending time on story if nobody's going to get to this part? Like, you know why put effort into it? And then you get these like shitty story sections, and people tend to skip over them anyways, and it's just like it's a downward spiral because if the developers are seeing that like only 3% of the people that bought the game got to this section, it's like, well, what is that saying? When we make the next game, should we put a lot of time and effort into this like section, into this like element of the game? And it's like, well, no, because nobody's going to see it, so who cares? So it's a slippery slope, I think.
yeah.
So yeah, I think shorter games are fine. There's so many friggin' games to play. I don't mind a game that's like 12 hours, and that's you know uh, like a good time all the way through. Like Gears. Gears wasn't that long, but I had a great time playing Gears. The latest Gears 4. I thought it was fun all the way through. It was a little short. Like the ending felt really tacked on, but it was okay.
Yeah, I don't know that any of the Gears were really that long.
Yeah, but like
Uh,
that's a good like 8 to 10 hours. It's good. That's a good size. That's a good size game for an action game. Because after a while, it's like, okay, I'm drained. Like I don't want to keep doing this.
well,
uh,
totally. And that and that that sort of opens you up for another game. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like there's I think there's a perception that the next version of a game has to be ultimately way better. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they add
right.
mechanics, and like with Halo 5, it's like, what did they add? A dash and a jetpack, and all of a sudden it had to be way better. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, is it losing points because it's much of the same game? Like, I don't necessarily think a game has to be uh there has to be new mechanics in a game. But
Yes.
I mean, I feel like maybe I'm not the target market, or I'm in a minority when I say that, because everyone thinks that uh, there needs to be each version needs to be better. Like, I'm not reading Harry Potter. When I get the next book, I'm just continuing the story. What's wrong with video games doing the same thing? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if I
I
get
see that. I see that. But and a lot of times too, the discussion of like, hey, they're making a sequel to this game. The first question is, what's new in it?
yes
You
story
know,
more,
like there's more stories. Like I always find it funny too. Like when you're playing a sequel, and you have all these abilities that you unlocked in the first game, and then somehow they have to tell you in the second game you don't have any of those abilities anymore.
yes,
Like,
yes, yes,
wait a minute, I could I could shoot my bow with 3 arrows. How come in this game I can't do that? Like,
yeah,
oh well, you had amnesia. You need to learn that stuff again. Yeah, you were in a plane crash
yes.
and it's like fuck off.
You need
uh
to design your game better.
yeah, so like yeah, and people always looking for new things. Assassin's Creed has fallen into that. It's like, okay, you had kind of one hidden blade, then it was like, okay, now he's got two hidden blades. Oh, now he's got two hidden blades and like a crossbow, and it's like now he's got guns, and now he's got it's
Yeah,
like, okay
yeah.
guys, like
Now he doesn't
what
have to
more?
chop off a finger in order to have a hidden blade.
Right, right. It's like, now his hoodie does this thing, and it's like, okay, I get it.
But then, I mean, that almost that's almost like how why I love some of these Assassin's Creed games. It's just another story based on.
They're kind of all self-contained too, right? Like you're kind of like, okay, this is you're playing the pirate assassin guy, so it's like, okay, it makes sense that you would have to learn,
New skills,
whatever
yeah.
skills in there. It kind of makes sense, but uh, it, some of the times, like some of the things, like the Ezio collection, and it's like, okay, guys, like I think he knows how to do a double takedown. Now I got to learn that shit again in the second game. Like, just let me fucking jump off this cathedral and stab these two guys. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, fuck. That's got to be part of my my favorite game collection in a long time. Those fucking Ezio collection.
I love those. I love those games. The first game was such a downer. Like I was so hyped to play it, and I found it just so repetitive and boring. And chase this guy down, get information, chase this down, go. And there was so many like fail states. It was just I was like, the idea is cool, uh, and it was like a great proof of concept, but like the game sucked. And I remember like thinking, I'm done with this. I don't need to do this anymore. Like I don't want to play this game anymore. And um, there was a sale. There was like a pre-order sale thing. It was like $30 off for the second game. And I thought, whatever, I'll just buy it. Cause it's like $30 off. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
price. Like I'm in. I'll buy it. And so I did. and I loved the second game. I was like, after that, I was hooked. Like that game was so good. I loved it.
Yeah.
And that totally pulled me into the Assassin's Creed. If it wasn't for that second game on sale, I don't think I would have played it. Would have missed out. Like I really super enjoyed that. The story was like just following you. There were so many things of just kind of like, hey man, you're just gonna walk. You're not gonna do like a chase sequence. There isn't gonna be a big fight here. You're just gonna like go to this guy's house and talk to him. And that was it. Like there was lots of kind of like story build up. Like I think it took like 2 or 3 hours before you actually like assassinated somebody. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
really cool. Like yeah, super enjoyed it.
And that's when I think it was even in the second one when they started adding like historic characters and
Yes, yeah, yeah. That all that stuff was super fun. Super fun.
yeah. Oh God, so good.
We totally got off track on that one, but that's all right.
Yeah. And then Jim Sterling.
Video
yeah,
games.
Video.
I think Jim's like I think it's absolutely ridiculous that he got attacked for a fucking review score. Like, grow up, people.
Well, consider what did they say the average age? The average gamer is now what?
That's like 35, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the average now? Or is it higher than that? I don't know.
So are these people that 35-year-olds that salty that they need to shit on?
Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes when it's like we're grown adults. Come on, guys. Like, I'm not sure this would even fly if we were in high school. Like, come on, man. Come on, guys. Oh, I got him. I fucking burned him. Yeah. Took down his site. Yeah, that'll learn him. That'll learn him. Come on.
All right, what do we have next?
Let's move on. Uh, well, let's go to Mass Effect, available on EA Access. This is good. Of course, though, I will be driving to North Bay when that comes, when that hits. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna stream it. This is gonna be so much fun. No, I'm gonna be in North Bay. So yeah, that's unfortunate, and I'm not coming back till the 4th, or sorry, till Monday. So I'll just play it when I get it. I might pick it up on Monday though. I should be able to get it on Monday.
It comes out on Tuesday though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I've got a hookup.
So you're you know a guy?
I know a guy.
But is that one of those things where I've heard a mixed bag when it comes to people's excitement about it?
Yes, I think three did a very big disservice, I think, to the franchise, and they really have to they really got to bring it to get people back. But I think from what I've seen, and I've kind of stayed a little dark on Mass Effect, because it's one of those games where like I know I'm buying it, so I don't want to see a bunch of shit and be like, meh. But I've seen like titles of tweets and stuff like, hey, this is how the exploration works. Hey, this is how cruising through the galaxy works. And it's like, okay, all these things sound right. Like all these things sound like you're heading in the right direction. Some of the battle stuff seems really actiony, but in saying that, I think it's a direction that the series has been moving in. Like if you go to the first Mass Effect, like it feels like the first Mass Effect still had dice rolls in it. Where you would line up a headshot and sometimes you would miss because you didn't get the dice roll, and by the third one it was a shooter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I really like that series. I love kind of going off and exploring things. I'm one of the only people that like the Mako. So yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of just losing myself in that game. That might take me away from Elite Dangerous, maybe.
Ooh, wow. I still got my 360 plugged in, and I'm still loading up that elevator. So I've never managed to finish the first one. So and I refuse. I refuse to move on to the second one until I'm done getting up that elevator.
It has the slickest elevators. The slickest elevators.
It was funny
Damn it.
because I think I've said this a million times. I finally left that base at the beginning. I was
Okay,
finally
yep.
in my ship, and that's like I'm done with this game. I was like,
Like,
I was
that's
just starting space exploration, and it's just like, you know what,
Where then
man, I've had
somebody
enough.
on the intercom said, "Hey, come down to this thing and check this out." And
Yeah,
you're like, "Okay, I'll come." Oh fuck, I gotta take
fucking
another
elevator.
elevator. I'm out.
Fuck this. Pick where you want to go. You know what? I'm done deciding.
You know, this this galaxy isn't worth saving. I'm out.
Oh wow. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Mass Effect. Yeah, so you can tell I'm not super excited about picking this up, and I'm not. Let's just say I'm not going to subscribe to EA Access just so I can play this one.
Why you have to be so mad? It's
Yeah,
just a game.
I just wanted to hear your take on it because I know that you've played them all, and I've seen some discussions on Beam. Some people are like, "Yeah, no, yeah,
You know,
no."
it's funny. I had the same thing where I have been pretty positive on it. I didn't think the ending was that great on three, I admit, but overall, I think I've really enjoyed that game, that series rather, and so I'm like, I'm pretty excited to play the new game. Um, and then I was just chatting online, and people were like, "I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I want to buy it, and I don't think I'm gonna get." I was like, "Really? Where's all this coming from? I had no idea." Um, but yeah, yeah. I guess it.
I think people have to have faith in the fact. It's very rare that a developer has failed twice. Do you know what I mean? Like even
Yeah.
using what we were talking about in Assassin's Creed, they took what they wanted from the first one and like expanded on it and made the
Yeah, and
second one even
even
better.
Assassin's Creed stumbled. Like the Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't great. It wasn't good really,
Yeah.
but they still managed to rebound off of that, and have some great games after that. So yeah, and they could have done the easy thing of just kind of like poop another one out and just cash in on the money, but it seems like they've taken their time with it. Like it's been delayed a few times, and I honestly think like nobody wants to make a bad game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, if and they, I'm assuming they have the money to say, hey, we're not gonna push this just yet. So, you know, I'm hoping it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. And I mean, it sounds like this. The stories, they develop a super complex, super multi-choice story. So it sort of has that. You know, I have Bioware is the best at that stuff, so I have to feel like you're gonna
Yes,
get something good.
that's another thing that I'm looking forward to is I'm hoping the dialogue stuff and the story, like that is not a game that you're going to have a podcast on and on in the background while you're playing it. uh so it's like you, that's one of those games where it's kind of like I want to really get into it, sit down and really enjoy what I'm playing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I will have it, and I will be streaming it. I'm sure of it.
Well, I'll be watching.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
I we'll count the elevators together. We'll make a
yay!
new. You know what we'll do? We'll make a new
Command
command for Scortbot, but instead of rip, we'll make like a it'll be
elevator.
exclamation mark going up, and that'll be how many elevators how many elevators we hit.
I think going down would be better.
Oh, going down. Okay.
If we can add
It's always better.
some phallic notion to
God damn it.
going down. Zorbsy has gone down 9 times.
sold.
I think I like this game already.
All right.
Where are the
Already a winner.
elevators?
9 out of 10.
It took forever for him to go down on this one. So let's move on to the. We'll go from phallic to sexist tweets.
Yes. Kind of funny, which is like a very popular web show or series of shows, co-founded by Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller.
Yep.
Good guys, I think. I think everybody could say good guys. Funny fellas. Had a bit of a bad day last week when Colin tweeted some sexist tweet. People are like, "Oh, that wasn't sexist," but it's like the day he did it on.
Yes.
And also, you know what? A joke can be in bad taste, and it can also be sexist. Those aren't mutually exclusive. Like,
yes,
when PewDiePie was making those like kill all Jews. Oh, it's just a joke. It's like, well, it's a joke in bad taste, but it's still anti-Semitic as well. Like, it's, it can be both of those things. And so, yes, the peace and quiet, a day without women. That's like, even if it was a joke, I mean, I'm sure it was a joke. But it was a really, really terrible joke. Yeah. And Miller went on and kind of had like an apology to kind of like, hey, look, we know this was in poor taste. It was an obvious joke. And then he announced that Colin was not going to their PAX East panel, which kind of seems like that was a little extreme. And then today, he tweeted out that he is no longer
part of the crew. Yeah,
part of the crew. So it's it's now. I don't think he's leaving because of the tweet. But that might have been the match that kind of set off everything and just be like, you know what, I'm out. So I don't know. That could have been it. That could have been just kind of like a, hey, we've been going in separate directions for a while now, and
Yeah, they're saying that it's not because of that. Yeah.
I just think it's a wanted to put it in the news just to bring it up, but also like, these are guys that were really big, really popular on IGN. They moved off to do their own thing through Patreon and stuff, and like hugely successful. They've got their own community now, and it seems like a thriving community of like, like really positive too. Like it's not like it's not, they're not negative Nancy's. It seems like a very positive kind of like a good place to kind of hang out, and so it's just kind of sad that this sort of thing kind of happened. Like, comedy is very hard, and I think it's even harder when you're doing it in text, because people can't see that you're being sarcastic or that you're like your tone, like that doesn't come out in text. It, when you post something like that, and especially when, and again, timing is everything. Like the day he posted it, that's not the day to make stupid jokes like that. Yeah. I mean, no day is the day to make stupid jokes like that. And it's like,
but just to be the devil's advocate, can people just make mistakes and not, not be fucking destroyed for it? Like,
I think people can make mistakes, but if you make mistakes and don't want to, you don't want to take, you don't want to take the shit for it and say, all right, I fucked up, I'm sorry. Like if you're not gonna admit that you were wrong, uh, then yeah, you should get in shit for that. Because that's not the, maybe it's the dad in me that's coming out, but like no, you know.
I'm like, so I don't know these guys too much because I'm not a big fan of Greg Miller, and
Come on, he's a good guy.
he's such a
He takes his
loudmouth.
shirt off all the time.
Great. But is this
How do you not love him?
is he notorious for making sexist? Is this Colin? Is he notorious for making sexist jokes? Like, does he?
Not that I know of.
So
No.
is this something that, like, you know what I mean? Like even like looking at this article, there's 7,900 likes. So there are people that appreciated the joke, and there are retweets to it too. So
Sure. But they could also be retweeting it and quoting it and saying, "Look at this fucking dick." So yeah, I mean that's a hard thing to say, and a lot of people are like, are we being oversensitive? Are we being too sensitive? Like we can't do anything now. And well, you
well,
can,
if
but
if if Greg Miller's involved, then everything's oversensitive because that guy's super sensitive about everything. Did he? Let's be honest here. Colin said something shitty about the PlayStation, and Greg wanted him out ever since.
You know what? That's what it was. That's what he fucking turned on Sony, and Miller was like, "We can't. You said the Vita was dead. Vita means life, son."
Read between the lines here. Greg Miller has wanted Colin out for a long time.
Colin shit all over the PS4 Pro, and the blood just soaked into Miller's eyes, and he's like, "You are a dead man.
You are dead to me." He will always be part of the team. Effective immediately. He's gone.
Puts on the happy face, tells the crowd, nothing to see here. We're all a big happy family. Closed doors, you're gone. Because we're close friends, I'll let you write the letter that says you're leaving.
I still remember when we went to PAX and we met him, and you were like, "Come on, Greg," and I was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I didn't really know Greg Miller, and then
he
after
totally
that,
zinged me back though. I was harsh.
If this was on the PlayStation, it would be faster. What did we go see?
Well played. That was oh fuck! It was a 4-player game. Fuse.
Fuse.
We were gonna go see Fuse. They were showing it off on the 360.
Oh man! Come on, Greg.
That was a bad game.
We thought that was.
So I mean, who knows? Maybe Colin took offense to Greg posting the apology soon after, because it was kind of like an official kind of apology thing that he had sent out that maybe could have been better handled by Colin posting up, like kind of saying like, "Hey man, this
well,
I'm not a sexist. This was just a silly, a stupid post that I shouldn't have done."
But I mean, their network is called Kinda Funny, so
yeah. Well, just because it's a comedy show doesn't mean everything hits. Saturday Night Live has been shitty for many years, and now that Trump's president, it's better again.
But like, great.
Hey,
make comedy great again.
It's making comedy great again. I'll drink to that.
And I guess moving on, the DLC for Battlefield 1's out this week.
Yes. So tonight the servers are going down. And hopefully by tomorrow morning, um, the servers will be up and we'll be able to play some Battlefield on the new maps.
or s-
I'm hoping I
or
can
some
stream it, but I don't know if the
or
kids will
some
be
more
around
Minecraft.
taking. Yeah, there might be Minecraft. Part of me was like, maybe I should just stream them playing Minecraft. I thought, nah, it's a bit weird. So tomorrow I may just say it depends on how much snow there is. We might go tobogganing, or I might stream some Battlefield. That would be fun to do. Because I'm really excited. I that game got its hooks in me. I really like Battlefield, and Battlefield 1's really a lot of fun. So, the one now that the maps are kind of getting stale, it's kind of nice that injecting new levels. And I was like, okay, here's some more maps, some more weapons, a couple new vehicles, and a new elite character. Is it one elite or is it two? I think it's just one.
I thought it was just one.
Yeah, so it's one elite class, a new stationary weapon, and two different types of, or sorry, an assault tank and a new behemoth. So, yeah, like I'm totally down with that. I'm a sucker. I bought the premium like a week or two into the game. Um, I had played it and liked it so much. I'm like, you know what? I'm in. Like, you know, I'm totally buying the premium thing. Of course, now it's been on sale, and I'm bitter that I didn't get it at a cheaper price. But whatever.
Yeah, but is
I got
it
those
on
battle
sale?
packs.
Is it on sale on Xbox or just PC? Because for all I can see, it was always just on
Yeah, it
sale
was it
on.
was on sale on PC. I don't think it's been on sale on the Xbox yet. But I want to say last week or the week before it was on sale. Maybe I'm going crazy.
I
So yes, premium members will get it this week, and then if you just want to buy the pack by yourself, like without the premium, you can get that next week. Uh, yes, that's how it'll work. Yeah, you'll get that next week, and then is it $15 per pack? That
yes,
sounds right.
yeah.
So yeah, I that is a game I can totally get into, and it's hard to just play a couple rounds. Like I always find, it's an hour or two later. It's like shit. Okay, I guess I should get to sleep. It's 12:30. um, yeah, it's fun. Like there's times where I'll have a frustrating round, but more often than not, I'll have a good time with it. And then that's like playing with buddies or playing just solo. I still have fun playing that online. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
yeah. I'm
I'm trying
looking.
to convince you to buy it.
Oh, I want it, but it still feels like I'm in the same boat as you. Is like where I feel like the maps have kind of gotten stale, and I want more. I absolutely want more Battlefield. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it it burns my ass. It burns my ass that the game with premium pass is less than what it was than what I paid for it initially. So you're
Oh, I
just
see what you're saying. Yeah.
you're just promoting me to just wait. Like stop buying your games full price.
On
Like
release.
how
Yes. Yeah.
award me. Award me.
Yes.
Right? I paid for your game full price. Award me.
Yes. They also had a what was it? It was buy the deluxe version of the game, and you get all these extras, all these little extras. I mean, they were nothing extras, but they were extras, right? Um, and so it's like, oh shit, you know what? I will upgrade my version of the game to get this deluxe stuff. But the offer was only for people that are buying the game.
Brand new. Yes.
Yeah, brand new. And I was like, well, what is this shit? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I'm willing to throw the extra whatever $10 or $15 it was to upgrade myself to deluxe. Like, shouldn't I get that stuff? Just like, nah, dog, you're not getting any of this. Like, fuck off.
I mean, how hard is it for them to say, "Hey, man, you already own this game. Here's a coupon."
Yes.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so if you give me the premium pass for half the cost now, right? I'll end up
Yep.
paying you. I end up paying the full price already, and then what's the premium pass? $39.99.
Oh, it's 39 American. I think it's $50 Canadian.
Yeah. So give it to me for $20. You're still gonna make $100 off me,
Yes. Yeah.
but you're not, and you're gonna give new people. You're enticing new people to come in, and you're gonna make $60 off them.
Yes.
So instead of making
Yes. And they're more
$100
happy
off
about
me,
that. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, they don't.
you want to bring more players in.
Yeah. You know, it's a terrible trend. I find with games now, there's way too many fucking versions of games. That you have the standard version, like Ubisoft has been doing this now. There's a standard version, there's a gold version, and then there's the collector's edition, which comes with a stupid statue and the season pass. But like the gold edition just comes with like extra skins or something, but it's still like $15 more than the
Fuck
standard edition.
skins.
And it's like, why are you guys doing this? So I think EA's doing the same thing with like Mass Effect. There's a standard edition, there's a deluxe edition, and then there's like the deluxe edition that comes with like the season pass of content or whatever. And it's like, guys, what's going on now?
But digital downloads have sort of kind of killed that market, right? Because when we were buying digital discs, like I bought fucking Halo Reach the Ultimate
Oh
Edition for
yes,
fucking
yes.
you
But you
know.
can get all that stuff. You can get all that stuff digitally too. And it's funny because if I buy Mass Effect digitally, I could get the deluxe edition because I have EA access. I get the deluxe edition at the cost of the standard edition. But I'm trading games in to get Mass Effect, so I'm buying like a physical disc because physical. Because I don't mind trading in a game. Like I finished Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm like, well, I don't need this anymore, so I traded it in, got $45 for it, and pushing that towards Mass Effect, um, which I'll probably have longer than what I had Zero or Horizon for. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, like I'm definitely gonna use that trade-in value because then the game is only $45 for me, and after tax. So
yeah. I
games are
you know
games
I,
are way too expensive up here.
yeah.
$79 for a new game is like holy shit, and it's like add tax. You're like, okay, you better really, you better like this game because it's almost $100 for a game. You know,
Well, I'm gonna hate
it's
myself because I know I want to buy it, right? And uh, I I just don't want to pay full price for it, and I feel like if I just sit on it,
yeah.
in no time it'll be on special.
Forza did that to me this year, which really kind of really bummed me out. Like I got the expansion pass because it was like $10 off until December 13th or something like that. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. And then like in January or maybe February, it was like half off. It's like the expansion pass was half off. I was like, fuck, that's a better deal than what I got. And
Yeah,
it's like, you waited a month and a half. Like, come on, man. And like they're the car pass, which some people hate and some people love. Uh, that's on super discount now too.
see,
Um,
but I mean that has been out a while.
yeah, yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I
they
mean?
just finished the car pass. It's on the 6th month already. So like that's a long time to wait to get the car pass on sale. And I kind of liked every month. It was like, hey man, here's a new batch of cars you can drive around in, and they're all free, so you get them all into your garage, and it's like, okay, this is cool. It's a nice way to get back into that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and if I can take a minute and just say, I love how they've handled that game with the Forzathon stuff. Um, it reminds me of um, Rally Sport Challenge 2, which had a daily, weekly, and monthly challenge, and it legit got me to play the game every day for at least like half an hour to set a time, because it was like, oh, do this track with this car, and that was like the daily challenge, and like the weekly challenge was like an off course thing that you had to do, and you kind of set times for each of those things, and it got me back into the game for much longer than like, because I finished the game, and but it just kept me coming back, and the Forzathon stuff totally keeps me coming back to the game. It's like you can get the Horizon Edition version of cars with that. You can get extra money, more spins. Like, it totally gets me back in. It's like nothing stuff, but it totally gets me back in just to do the challenges.
Yeah, it doesn't. I like daily challenges, but I just find that these challenges are not challenging.
They're busy work. They're busy work, but I'd rather them be busy work than things like be first place in an online race. I'm like, nah, I don't.
Well,
That's not.
no,
That's not.
I just
I
wish
don't
it
want to do
was.
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then some of them can be difficult where it's like, okay, get 3 stars on 3 different drift zones or whatever. uh, those ones I
In a
like
car
because
that doesn't go fast
yes,
and that
yes,
doesn't
like
drift.
sometimes they do those where it's like, okay, do it in like a pickup, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, um but yeah, so like sometimes it's kind of like I don't mind that it's busy work. Um, but I think the first couple ones that they did, like one of them was like win a drag race. I'm like, win a drag race? Like, fuck. Uh, so yeah. I don't like the ones where it's like, win something online because it's like, well, mm, Forza 6 still a low point for achievements in Forza series.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that fucking, oh, god damn it. I don't want to talk about it. It gets me upset.
Is there any 1 point achievements in Forza 6?
There is no 1 point
Oh,
here.
okay.
Gun World, we can do this. You'll love yourself again.
I love myself just fine. It's, it's not me that I have problem with.
Damn it. It is me. It is me.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up. What's big plans for the? You're traveling up north this
Traveling up
weekend?
north this well, we're going up on Thursday.
Okay.
So I don't know what the kids will let me do. Um, so I might do some streaming, but I might not. Because like if they want to go do stuff, I probably should be a father and go do that stuff. Uh,
So disappointed.
um, so yeah. Um, but maybe I'll do some streaming at night. But my folks are gonna go away to Greece uh, next week, so they're kind of trying to get us to go over there every day uh, after work.
That
To
makes
have
sense.
dinners and things like that. So it's like, well, I don't know how much my nights will be available, but so I'd like to get some streaming in this week because just to get something out, have
Yeah.
some fun playing Battlefield and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some. Probably play some Ghost Recon tomorrow. Uh,
Yeah, I told Lotus we got to play some co-op in that, so we should do that. We should
yeah.
totally do
Tomorrow.
that.
Tomorrow seems like the only, maybe the last night we can get this in.
Tomorrow. Yes, yes, yeah. I could do
Uh,
it tomorrow night.
because I feel like I'm still sitting on the bench here for about Battlefield 1, so I don't know if don't feel like I'm gonna pull the trigger
You
on
know
it
what?
tomorrow.
I'll have to stream it so that you can be like, you know what? I'm
Fuck, that
in.
looks great.
France is beautiful. I'm in.
I see baguettes. They look so good.
It's all these baguettes everywhere. Oh, nom, 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 nom.
Uh, yeah, and I still have Dirt Rally, but I'm just like, I want to play more, but I don't know if I want to lose more. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things where you want to be awesome right from the beginning, and Dirt makes you work for it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh man, I don't know.
It's a challenge no matter what. Yeah.
And I'm just boring the game, right? So it's going back. So it's like I'm gonna probably just start getting good at this game, and it'll be like, time to bring it back. So
Just continue the. Can't you renew the rental or the?
I already did once.
Oh shit, dude! You're
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. So yeah. So all right. Well, we'll wrap this up. We'll be back. Are you back from North Bay on Sunday?
I should be back home. Yeah, well, we're coming back in the morning, so I should
Okay.
be back for 9.
Unless you get eaten by polar bears or something.
Unless we get unless we get yeah unless,
'Cause the
unless we get
wildlife
eaten.
3 hours north of here is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
just
so
a bigger igloo.
So we'll do this again on Sunday. We'll be back. As always, live on Beam Sunday nights or sometimes Mondays. Gwildor, beam.pro/Gwildor, GWILD0R, and beam.pro/Zorbsie, ZORBSIE. You can find us on Twitter at the same moniker. And hopefully, I can get this up on YouTube early this week, and there's no video problems. I got episode 6 up on YouTube, but I left the audio, like the video glitch in it, because I can't fix it, or I don't
You're
know.
like, fuck it. Yeah.
Fuck it, it's up. It can listen to it. It still works. Anyways, peace out. As always, where's your mother?
Amazing.